channel. It's finally here. NFL season begins today. We got the Chiefs opening up against the Ravens. Should be a great matchup. Last year, the Chiefs started the season with the loss, but ended up winning the whole thing. This time, I think the Chiefs will pull it out against the Ravens. Money line, I will be taking the Chiefs, but it should be a great game. Definitely a playoff preview as well, as the Ravens should improve and get to playoffs once again. Let's get started. Some of you may have the NFL free lineup from last week promo if you guys took part of that. Not sure if I'm going to use it. I will. If I do use it, I will post it on my Discord, obviously. But it should be from anywhere from $25 to $100 lineup, depending on your bankroll. But let's get started. I do have about 6 to 8 props for today's game. So obviously, first one I'll be going, or at least first one I'll be targeting, Lamar Jackson would definitely be on my slip. Many props to choose from. I think I'm going to fade his passing yards. As you can see, it's a popular play. Most likely we'll target his Gobby at 179. I do like his rushing yards at 49.5, so that's probably going to be one on my slip. Or you can take his first half. I'm going to lean towards the first half. I believe his first half is somewhere between 21 and 25 range. So it's less than half of that, so you're getting good value from the first half. But he'll definitely be on my slip. So rushing yards, Gobby passing yards, and passing touchdown is probably the best demon you can find. Fantasy score at 20.5. That is also a good one. I'm going to stay away from the passing attempts. First game of the season, it's 50-50. Not sure how it's going to roll, if Lamar's going to be passing more, or if he's going to have, since he has new weapons, he might pass more. But we all know that Lamar Jackson runs the ball. So I'm just going to be targeting his fantasy score, his rushing yards. You easily can get 50 yards in a game. Passing yards are phased. If you do take passing yards, I suggest you take the Gobby. He's not much of a passer. He hardly goes over 300 yards. But going against the Chiefs, it's a marquee game. But like I mentioned, opening day. Let's head on over to our second one. That's Patrick Mahomes. Am I going to fade Mahomes? Obviously, last season they opened up with a loss. Obviously, his passing yards is a favorite. I do like his passing touchdowns as far as Gobby at 1.5. Same thing with his rushing attempts at 4.5. He averaged about 6 a season last season. So that's not bad. Fantasy score, he has a ceiling of 30, 40. As you can see, the Super Bowl he had 26. So the big games he does show up. Given its opening day, probably going to fade his passing yards or his fantasy score. His passing touchdown is probably the best as far as his Gobby. But I do have his teammates for better odds. Travis Kelce, obviously he's going to be on my slip. I love the receiving yards at 60.5. You can easily get that. You can also target his Gobby at 39.5. This is definitely going to be a popular one. But I do like his original line. This is definitely going to get bumped to 65. Receptions is good. Rushing, receiving touchdown is also good. So this is some good value right now at the 60.5. That's definitely going to be on my slip. Receptions is good. Gobby's my favorite. Pacheco's already becoming a popular play. As you can see, his rushing and receiving touchdowns. 75,000 people are on it already. This is definitely a good prop. I do like it. Rushing yards obviously has a ceiling over 100. I do like his rushing and receiving yards best. He gets about 3 receptions a game. So he does get some receiving yards, but obviously he can do this on rushing alone. So definitely going to be targeting this at 79.5. Definitely going to get bumped in the mid 80s. So that's definitely going to be on my slip. You can also target his fantasy score, but this is probably the best prop for him. Reception will probably be taken off the board, if not bumped to 3. Same thing with his receiving yards. Rushing attempts is a popular play. Daily Grind Fantasy does have it as a top 52% hit rate to go over, so you may want to target that. I do like one on sacks, and that is George, 0.25. He was averaging a sack a game. As you can see, last night against Baltimore, he had a whole sack. And obviously, we know Lamar runs the ball a lot, so this is a good opportunity. I think this should get bumped to 0.5. But I think he can go well over 0.25. Doesn't need a full sack as long as he gets to Lamar Jackson. So this is a good sack option if you need another prop. But obviously the main ones are going to be Travis Kelce, Pacheco, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. So these lines are going to be moving. If you need alternatives, these are the best alternatives. All have great value on Daily Grind Fantasy. This is more of a gut call for George. Same thing with Pacheco at rushing, receiving yards, and his touchdown is a top pick, popular pick. So those are the best props for Thursday opening night. I will have another video as we have a Friday game for opening week. And obviously I will have a full-blown video for the Sunday matchups. As a reminder, make sure you check your promotions. You should all have an NFL free lineup if you took part of the promo last week. I will share my slip. Not sure if I'm going to do a 5 or 6 man for that free slip. I do have a $50 value. I will post it on my Discord with the exact props. Before I end the video, I do have a couple for NFL first quarter, NFL first half. My favorite one for NFL first half will be a fantasy prop, and that is Lamar Jackson. His full game prop is at 20.5. So you're getting a 2-point value right now in the first half fantasy score. He is a quick starter. As you can see last season, he averaged about 9 to 10 first half fantasy. Given it's a marquee matchup, I think he'll come out and run the ball. So this is a good prop right now at 8.5. If it gets bumped to over 10, just fade it. But right now, definitely going to be taking this. Might be my play of the day, for at least for NFL props. So I might include it on my day one of the Saturday challenge. I really like this 8.5. He can run the ball, he can pass the yard, he does it all. At 8.5, I think it's a discount right now for at least for the first half. NFL first quarter, I do like 2 props. Like I mentioned, I might do the free man slip that I have for this game. For the receiving yards, I do like to say foul. Ravens this year. 6.5, you can do that on 1 pass in the first quarter. I think he can get it. You can see he had 30 last time against the Chiefs. If he can get at least 1 touch, one reception, I think he can get past over 7 yards. So this is a definitely good prop. Same thing with Travis Kelce. 8.5, you can do that on 1 run. This is obviously wrong. I think PricePicks is trying to entice you. This is completely wrong. He didn't get this in the first quarter, so this is an error on PricePicks. He can definitely get 10 yards in the first quarter. Obviously, that's Patrick Mahomes' favorite target, Travis Kelce. These 2 are excellent right now. I expect these to be bumped, or at least a lot of people are not watching the first quarter props. But these 2 are excellent right now. Other than that, mix and match. Pick your favorite. I will have everyday slips for all other sports on my Discord, MLB, WNBA, obviously KBO esports for my late night fellow Degens. But other than that, football is back. It's popular. I'm going to be on it. I will have multiple slips. I will be running a couple of lobby slips as well. I do have a 5-man lobby slip tomorrow's today's game. So we'll post that on the Discord. Less than $1 a day if you're interested. Can't beat it. Links in the description below. Other than that, please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate your support. See you guys in the next